It's the morning of my surgery. It is Friday morning, and thank you so much for all the beautiful well wishes that I got on my last video. I just thought that was so wonderful that you guys were thinking about me and praying for me, and prayers really do matter. I really do believe that it's going to work out just absolutely beautifully well. And so I guess this is my little test. In fact, I think I'm going to heal very quickly. I think there's going to be a minimum of pain, and I think that I'm going to be back to walking again, which will be an absolutely wonderful thing. Maybe even get on the treadmill, which I've not been able to do in years. So I guess I will go now, but I am so excited that you guys are going to be following this journey with me. It is 7:05 in the morning, and I have to be over at the little hospital at 7:30. I guess I'll get started.
Hi, I am in the hospital. I've had some happy juice, which for me is always a really fun thing. Probably I have surgeries just so I can have the happy juice, and I'll probably get negative comments about that, but I know that's crazy, but it is fun. My lovely sister is actually manning the phone there. I'm on my cell phone, and I'm so grateful to have my sweet sister here. I really, really, really appreciate it. And I still feel like this surgery is going to go absolutely beautifully well, and that my knee won't hurt anymore, and that I'll be able to walk on a treadmill and just take walks and go on vacations and use my knee. So fingers crossed, hopefully it'll go well. I had the surgery this morning about 10, and it was a really wild experience. They were so kind. You know, nurses are amazing. I just think God put them on this earth just to care and be nice. I had the most wonderful group of pre-op nurses, 2 or 3. They were fabulous, very neat women. So I was in the pre-op area. I had to get on my lovely garb here. Then they wheeled me into surgery, which was really odd. It was on this little skinny little surgery dolly thing. And all going through the hallway to the surgery area, it was white walls, very sterile, and very cold. And I guess they keep the surgery area cold to keep germs down. So they wheeled me into a little room. You know, they had me switch onto the little cut-up table, the surgery table. They had me sit up, and they started to swab my back on my open back, which is weird. They swabbed my back because they were giving me an epidural, which is what we get when we have babies, girls, at least I did. And so I thought, oh my gosh, am I gonna feel the needle? And I asked, and she said, oh yes, you'll feel the needle. Well, I didn't feel the needle. From that point on, I have no recollection of anything. I woke up and I was in the recovery room. I mean, it was just the weirdest thing. When you sleep, you have a sense that there was some time, but in this surgery, I had no time. I mean, it was like, here you're sitting up, dreading the needle, and here, I'm in the recovery room. It was wild. Everybody in my family came, which was wonderful. I saw them a little bit before the surgery and after the surgery. My lovely mother, who is 81, she came. She was telling me what her knee operation experience was. Like mother, like daughter. I was in there for a little while in the recovery, and then they wheeled me into this room, and my lovely husband, Allie, is doing the video. So kind of do a pan around the room and show them what the room looks like, honey. This is my little room, and it's almost like a little motel, little hotel. And there's a place there that Alan could sleep if he wanted to, but I think he's not going to do that. This is my Diet Dr. Pepper, and my life is not complete without Diet Dr. Pepper. I tried to go off of it once, and I substituted tea for it, which I know is better for me, but this makes me happy, especially since I had no coffee this morning because you couldn't drink after midnight. This place is so much like a hotel. This is what they gave me in my room to order my food. And I am gluten-free, and actually I'm paleo. And I had told them that before the surgery and just asked, so like here, you can order a chef salad or a veggie burger or a hamburger, chicken fried steak. I don't think I'll be going there. Choose 2 sides. This is crazy incredible how nice this is. But the amazing thing is that the head nutritionist actually came in, and she was so sweet. And she was like, I heard that you were, gluten-free, and we sometimes have those patients, but I also heard you were paleo, so I looked that up to see what you could eat and what you couldn't eat, and I figured this, and I've got a little gluten-free bed in the freezer. And then she said, I go to Walmart and Costco every morning. If you think of anything you want, let me know because I'll buy it for you. How incredible is that? What a loving experience. Back to the surgery. My knee feels totally numb. It's totally numb, and here's what it looks like at this point, 4 hours after surgery. And I can move my foot up and down, which is really good. I have no pain, but they have me on pain meds. So anyway, that's how I am like 6 hours after the surgery. I'm doing fine, and I will talk to you soon. I have 2 sons, one of which lives in Kansas City. He and his wife Emily sent me flowers, and I'm going to call them. and thank them. They just totally brightened my day. It was just an amazing treat to get flowers. Those flowers make you feel like you've gotten love, and it's a wonderful thing. 30 the night of the surgery, and I had the surgery maybe at 9:30 this morning, so it's been 12 hours. And amazingly, I feel very good. I've been thinking a lot about the channel and about beauty, and I don't know, the channel's a little tough for me because it makes me focus too much on trying to look good. And when I do that, I look bad. Beauty is really about being yourself and enjoying your life. You know, certainly that involves makeup, and we all do makeup and the things that we can to help ourselves look good. But the whole point of this is not to look 35 again, because ladies, it's not going to happen for me, and I'd love it to happen for you if you want it to happen, but it probably won't happen for you either. I'm going to try going forward to continue, obviously, with the skincare makeup because I love that, but I'm going to try to do it because it brings me joy to do that, and it does. I enjoy all that stuff. I'm not going to look perfect, and I'm not going to look 35, and I got to give up that dream, because at 59, that dream ain't happening. And I don't say ain't, so I don't know. As a little ain't for emphasis. I hate it when people do that. Sorry about that. I can't go forward with the channel if I'm going to have such an emphasis on that. So, and I want to go forward with the channel because I love all you guys. I love doing it too. It's fun and creative, and it's a wonderful, wonderful internet hobby for me. We're going to figure out what this beauty thing means together. And one thing I've noticed, like all these wonderful nurses that come in, they're fat, thin, tall, short, gray, not gray, makeup, no makeup, but they're all beautiful because they just have a lot of heart. They're all beautiful to me. Beautiful things come in all different boxes, all different sizes, shapes, whatever. Beauty is intangible, but it's something from the heart and the face, both. So I just pray that in our second half, we will be true beauties, baby, because this world needs true beauty. End of night one. And end of philosophical jaunt, probably fueled by lots of pain pills.
Always follow the therapist's advice with the range of motion and the strengthening and everything that they're telling you. Important, it's easier to start from the beginning than to try to catch up later on. Range of motion first, on your straightening, your stretching, and your bending. Once the range of motion is there, the strength will come. You really want to focus on that quad strength. Hamstring flexibility is important. But really, if you follow your therapist and do what she says, you're going to do great.
It is day 2 after my surgery. In fact, it is 11:15 now, and I had the surgery around 9 o'clock, 9:30 yesterday. So it's really a day and a couple of hours from my surgery. And I am amazed at how great I feel. The physical therapist came in this morning, and the rule is you use a walker for the first week, and then you switch to a cane. Well, she walked me around the hall, which was really nice, with the walker, and then she's like, "You're not really using the walker, are you?" And I'm like, "No, I'm not using the walker. I can walk without it." And she said, "Well, then let's just get rid of the walker." 27 hours later, I'm able to walk on the knee again. There's a little bit of pain, maybe a 2 or a 3. I don't like to take pain meds, so I've had them really cut any of that stuff back from that. I'm doing like Tylenol, I want to say Tylenol Light. That's not right. I'm doing Tylenol Extreme, I guess. That, and there's one other drug they have me on that's kind of for pain, but it's not a narcotic, so I think that's good. I'm feeling really good, and this is a look at my knee bandage that I have. This will come off, I think, within a couple of days. The resident came in this morning to talk with me, and I asked him, of course, I'm a little bit concerned about the scar, and the surgeon had said it would just be a hairline scar and would be not even that noticeable. This doctor that was in surgery with my surgeon yesterday, the resident, said I was bone on bone, so it was a good thing that I had it done, but he also said the silicone sheets would be good to put on the scar. And I've actually had them from a previous surgery, but I'm going to start applying those maybe a week after. I'm trying to think, one thing I wanted to tell you is, even before the surgery, I just knew it was going to go perfectly well. It's actually how I pray. You're not Christian, I never push my religion on anybody else. I happen to be Christian. But when I prayed thanks to God for the wonderful outcome of the surgery and how I was up before you know it, and very little scarring, and just really, really a great healing. And I prayed already with thanks for the outcome that I wanted. And that's kind of like the secret stuff. And I really do believe that. I believe that what we believe has energy. Our thoughts are things. And so if we want good results in our life, it helps to put it out there in the universe that thank you for that good result, and pray as if it's already happened. So anyway, I got philosophical again. Who are you guys?
Oh,
Hey.
I'm your mom.
Yeah, and they're just, aren't they a beautiful couple? Mom is 81, and Dad is
82.
82. Oh my gosh.
3 in August.
Wow,
Yeah.
you guys are you're becoming more grown up, as we like to say here on this channel.
Yeah.
You're becoming more grown up, a little more grown up than I am. But Mother has been through a knee replacement.
Like you're doing very well and not in much pain.
No, I'm not. I've got a
Well,
pain of
that's
maybe
good.
2, and I don't even need the walker. And they said I was going to use the walker for a week and then a cane. And the PT person said, she walked me around the hallway and said, "You're not using that walker, are you?" And I said, "No, not at all." And she said, "Well, let's take you off of it." Anyway, but these are my lovely parents. I love them so much. They've been my parents my whole life.
Yeah.
Yes.
I can't believe they cut your knee open and put some titanium in there, and you're already walking around a day later. That's pretty amazing.
It's crazy. It's
Yeah.
absolutely crazy.
That's pretty great.
I just wanted to tell you, I love all the support and you coming to visit me. I love you so.
I love you too, Mom.
This is my good friend Christy, and she's brought something. What did you bring? Oh my gosh.
Oh, I just brought a little goodie bag.
Show me what you brought.
Don't you look festive?
You look, isn't she awesome? She always looks
Something for
wonderful.
Alan to do.
Oh, okay, what's
Yes.
that? This is my friend Christy, and she and Colette and I go to lunch every 2 weeks, usually at Tilly's, and we have the same thing every time. But we just meet to catch up because we're all busy. Oh my gosh! Isn't that just darling? Oh,
And
Christy,
it
thank
blooms
you.
year round, supposedly.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
I love you, hon. Thank you so
I love you,
much.
hon.
I love you. Oh my gosh, how sweet.
Then, you're such a health food nut.
Oh, what did you get me?
I got you some dark chocolate pistachio.
Oh my God, you don't know how I will love that. Oh my gosh, let's take a look at those. Are you hungry, Christy? I just ate, so I can't eat any now. But do you want some pistachio bark? Who knew pistachio bark existed? I mean,
Never
does that
know.
have your name on it or what? For Christmas,
Not my name.
For
See,
Christmas, he gets pistachio nuts a lot of the time.
I brought something for Alan to do.
You guys,
when he comes out here.
isn't Christy just sweet as heck? My gosh, look at this.
Some more puzzles.
Oh my gosh.
And I was looking
Cool.
for a good slut magazine.
A good slut magazine?
Yeah.
What would that be?
The best I could come up with is people.
Woohoo! I love that. Carolyn Bassett Kennedy, her untold story. You know, I love these kind of magazines. You are so sweet, Christy. Oh, bless you. Let me have a hug on that. It is amazing.
How is the knee?
The knee is fine. Here's a look at the knee. And it's just,
Do
you
they
know.
have you exercising it?
Yes. And she said, okay, you don't need the walker anymore.
Are
But-
you on pain meds?
Well, so I'm on
Right.
something called tramadol.
I take that.
Oh, you do? For your
I
arthritis?
do. Yes, and for my hip.
And does
my
it help,
hip and,
the tramadol?
Yeah, and my shoulder.
Yeah. Well,
It-
apparently it's a very safe drug.
It's a great drug,
Yeah.
actually.
These are my wonderful friends. We get lunch every 2 weeks, and I just love them to death, and they came, which is wonderful. Hi, ladies. It's Thursday. It's been 5 days since my surgery. My surgery was last Friday, and I so much apologize for not having checked in sooner. And the reason was I just didn't feel like it. I felt really lousy. You know how I was so positive that this was going to be a 100% easy, perfect experience? Well, unfortunately, it has not been an easy, perfect experience, but I think I'm doing pretty well. I'm 5 days out, and obviously my knee is still swollen and it's still covered up with a bandage, so I really can't show you anything at this point on how that looks. I'm going to my second PT appointment this afternoon, and I absolutely love my physical therapist. She is amazing, and it's crazy how I ended up with her because 2 different people thought she would be the perfect physical therapist for me. You know, they ended up scheduling my surgery ahead of time, and so I had almost no time to find somebody. And lo and behold, I just found somebody who happens to be right next to the building where I work, which is great because I can walk over to my PT sessions. And she happens to be the lady that both of these people thought was just the perfect PT. Her name is Lisa, and she's just fabulous. I walked in maybe 3 days after surgery, my first day home, first day after the hospital, and I walked in without my walker, and here's my walker here, and she says, "What, you think you're a rock star?" She's very, very funny. But she did say that I did not have to use the walker, which I really didn't like to use the walker. Actually, my mother, when she went through her knee surgery, this was her little walker. Supposedly, you're supposed to use that for a week, but you don't have to if you can get by on a cane. Actually, I can walk really very easily, but I think it puts too much stress on my left knee, which is the knee that, you know, got replaced. So I do use a little cane. So I have to remind myself to use this, but I think it really is a good thing to use. In terms of pain medication, they gave me all kinds of pain meds, and I really don't like to take those. They don't feel very good. It makes me feel slightly depressed. There is one pain med that I take once a day that is for pain and swelling, and I definitely want the swelling to go down, so I'm taking that.
They're also having me take 2 aspirin every day, and the reason for that is since you've been operated on and your leg is very sedentary, you don't want to develop any blood clots in your legs. One thing that is very important is to do your PT exercises very regularly, and I've been wonderful about doing those. I'm supposed to do them 5 times a day, and I do them 5 times a day. They only take about 5 minutes. They hurt a little bit because it does involve stretching of that knee because you're trying to get as much motion back into that knee as you possibly can. So far so good, and I'm really feeling quite a bit better today. I did get on makeup today, which was an improvement because I've been wandering around the house with no makeup for like the last 3 days because I just didn't feel good and I didn't feel like getting myself fixed up. Okay, ladies, it is a week and 4 days since I had my surgery, and I have to say I'm really glad to be on this side of it because the first week was a little bit rough. I just got back from my first post-op surgeon's appointment. I didn't get to see the surgeon, but I did get to see his nurse, and she took off the old dressings, and I was able to see the little scar and how it's going to look. When I went in and talked to the nurse this morning, she said that 7 days out, 90% of people regret that they've had a knee replacement. 7 days out. So in the first week when I was regretting that, that was all normal. That was all normal. And it was funny because a couple of mornings ago I woke up and I felt like, hey, this is going to be different. I was walking a lot more easily and not in hardly any pain at all. And I thought, you know, maybe it was a good thing I did this. But she said at 4 weeks out, 90% of patients are very glad that they did it. So between now at 1 week and 4 weeks, I'm going to have a lot of good improvements. And so that's wonderful to hear. I was a little bit concerned because I hadn't been on the walker or really using the cane. I was concerned that I'd hurt the knee, and she said, no, you can walk as long as you can tolerate it. So that I did not hurt anything by not using those assistance devices. But I will say, if you're going through this, don't try to be a rock star because you really need the walker and the cane for support, because you don't want to fall, because that would be one of the worst things that could happen is that you could fall and hurt that new prosthetic device. Looking back, it was a difficult experience. The first week was not too much fun. Life is starting. I'm starting to feel good, starting to get back into life, which is wonderful. Starting to get excited about doing videos again. I felt so bad in the first week, I didn't even want to do a video. I had a couple of comments from subscribers who said basically their quality of life was terrible and they should have gotten a knee replacement years ago, but they were too afraid to do it. And I will say, if it's a quality of life issue for you and it's hindering your ability to enjoy other parts of your life, I would say go for it because it's really not that terrible to get through. It's just my little 2 cents for whatever it's worth. Consult your doctor, but I really think quality of life is very important in the second half. I always leave with a thought for the day, and I've been choosing one of these cards from The Language of Letting Go by Melody Beatty, and so I'm just going to see what card comes up here. I'd just like to see if there's any good advice that I have from God or the universe. Okay, here it is. Releasing resistance. Releasing resistance. With a pretty little woman on the front. Today I will simply accept. I will relinquish the need to be in resistance to myself and my environment in any way. Release the need to be in control. I love that. I will move forward in joy by accepting where I am right now. Oh my, that is good for me. That's good for me in my healing because I get frustrated and I want to be on the other side. I just need to accept where I am right now. And you know, sometimes that's a great lesson for all of us ladies. We're a constant work in progress in life. I kind of think of life as just one big school, and so we're constantly learning a new lesson. It never seems to end. So if we can just release resistance, we can enjoy where we are right now, today, be where our feet are, and have a fabulous second half. Take care. See you next time.